Hello everyone, I should be live on YouTube. I hope I am. If all is going well, I will be. How are you all keeping out there? So, how are we all keeping? Hope you're all keeping well out there. A little bit earlier than I expected to get out. But I said while I'm here, I may as well go live. That was the plan anyway. So we're getting out okay, I do hope. Sounds like it anyway. Lovely. We have a white sapphire and Dennis so far, and we'll see who else pops in. This was an opportunistic live stream, so we're going to catch a lot of people out with this, I'm sure. But hey ho. They will get us in the next one, I'm sure. We just confer with the live chat. Excuse me. Yeah. Slight head cold at the moment, but hanging in there. We have so far in the chat. We have Andrew Walsh, Jim Simpson, Mark Dunstan. Good evening, sir. I think you're new to the thing, Doofer. Reese, and of course, White Sapphire. Super. Let me get into the chat here. Reese says, related to your roadside find CRT's vid today, mate, found a Samsung LCD in front garden. Full of spiders and soaking wet. And just to top it off, a dog had done its business on it. Oh, very good. Andrew Walsh says, hi, Andrew, hope you're well. Nice to see you live again. Thank you, Andrew. We have Mark Dunstan here. I don't think recall seeing your name in the chat before, so you're welcome aboard. Are we powering up those lanterns? Well, I want to need to save something for later, don't I? Jim Simpson is here, Scotland's finest. Hey, Jim. We've Ray Bourne here as well in the chat. And Reese tells me we spent 2 hours stripping it down, scrubbing the shit out in the garden, swapped some caps and PSU, got running. Very good. So another one is saved. We have 13 watching with 5 thumbs ups. And Mr. Simpson, of course, inquires, is that a Vega Selena? He says in the bench. And of course it is. The very same. Once again, I will have to apologise. I have a little head cold at the minute. So I will be snuffling a bit, unfortunately. So thanks for bearing with me. Yes, Selena by Vega. And a fine machine they are. We have the outdoor aerial just clipped to the telescopic antenna. And now there is a lot of switch mode power supply noise going on in here, obviously with computers and cameras, phones and microphones and all that kind of shit. But we were listening to a station, which we can't hear now, due to switch mode power supply noises, called Radio Netherland Gold on the 49-meter band, and they're on there at the minute. Well, we can't make them out now. There's too much stuff on. We'll have a spin around.
I'm an engineer.
Of course, anyone who watches my channel will know that's my favourite music from Shortwave. Would you believe it or not, I actually got a copyright notice on the Chinese music one night. Unbelievable. We have Dom Ahern in here as well. Dom, are you in Cork or in the UK at the minute? Good to have you aboard. As Jim says, a great radio for practically nothing. They were dirt cheap. And of course, an RF stage and very sophisticated, actually. This is one of the later ones, and the FM is actually really good on this. FM was usually a weak point on them. And I heard it explained that it was something to do with the FM front end in them was the transistors didn't have a high enough gain at the high frequency of our FM band. Of course, the Soviet FM band at the time was 76 to 88 or something like that. So they didn't work too well down there. He says, got an LG OLED, half working yesterday, 65-inch, way too big. Stuck at standby, unplugged one of the ribbons from the T-Con in the main board, and it came on with no picture. I blanked off the error detection pin. Ooh, yeah, I know Mr. Dranfield doesn't like that. We have Dennis saying hello, who's back in. Rayburn says, that's all Dr. K's fault, of course. We're referring to Brendan Kavanagh and his piano playing and his interaction with some Chinese people. Dennis I was kind of here in the other room trying to listen, fair enough. The ribbon on the TV fired up has some lines in the picture, then noticed a scratch on the bottom of the screen. TV was picking up that there was a screen issue and stopping it turning on. Mine was one of the early ones. FM not great. Yeah, and I believe there is a modification to make FM better on them. Don't ask me what it is now, but I do remember seeing it somewhere. But yes, we also have Joe King in the chat. Good evening, Joe. Good to see you. Yeah, we do like the Salinas. They're a good radio. I've 3 or 4 of them here. Various flavours and conditions. But this one sees a lot of use in the summer with me. Between that and the little Eddystone in the box. I like to bring them out when I have a barbecue in the evening here in a nice evening and have an out spin around the shortwave band outside. It's quite relaxing for a few hours. Yeah, actually the FM on this is really, really good. Far better than it has any business being. Now I bet it'll make a lawyer out of me now. Don't think the FM band on this likes the old switch mode power supply noise too much either, but let's have a squint.
IGA? Oh, yeah. See, the spell in Scotland didn't go very well. Maybe that.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last cold December.
It actually sounds way better than it has any business sound.
And I see my family every. So someone said, oh,
That's a car all of the time.
you'll play along.
Yeah, very good. Medium wave isn't bad either, but kind of worked out well at the minute with all this stuff on.
Digamos, Puigdemont está limitado.
Four units informed.
El reto es gente, lo verdadero, lo adecuado, lo natural, lo acuoso, lo agudo, lo despierto. Every time you talk about this verse, Ephesians 2:8, say.
Anyway, we also have in the chat. Reset was here. Chingy Hendricks, he's super. The audio had loads of power. Jim Simpson says, hold on, Reset. Trying to amend my speaker off my little mini hi-fi earlier. Sounds like dog shit, but it's not ripped. Could be blowing. When they go sound crap and real tinny, it means the magnet's probably overloaded or some such coil open circuit or partially open circuit. Jim Simpson says the audio had loads of power. I remember mine had the like big TO3 transistors on heatsinks. That's right, they do indeed. Are they as big as TO3 though? I don't think so. They're a little bit smaller than that. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, they're not short of oomph.
And speaking to believing Christians who have
Could very well be up to 2 watts.
experienced this Ephesians 2:8 salvation event, which for them,
Yeah, that's a very good point. White Sapphire makes there. The voice coil could have become detached.
and behind them, you have being saved in the perfect.
The furnishings of this dish was a phoenix and peony, most exquisite.
Yeah, time to send it into the bin, so I would say, Riggs. Or stick another speaker in the box. Now, have I missed anyone else? Gary Greenhow. Good evening, sir. How are you? Switch left and right to see if it's the speaker or the receiver. Very good advice there, of course, yeah. That could very well be it. Something simple. Plan on putting another speaker in there. Yeah, he swapped the speakers around, so he knows it's definitely the speaker and not the receiver itself. Gary Greenhouse is there, if there's a little rattle or vibration, it's the voice coil. Yes, indeed. More common than you'd think. And easy enough to get lost on a wild goose chase chasing speaker faults, definitely. It's worse when it's on low volume. Oh dear. Yeah. Could be when it's on higher volume that the voice coil's rattling around so much it kind of gets stuck up against the cone.
Wins every one. And that strategy does not lead to the desiccation of the enemy's capital city. Date mi respetable.
Yeah, these Vegas Selena radios, they must have made millions of them because the amount of them that keep turning up is unreal. And they're the super performer. Yeah, that must be it, all right. We're all very clever fellows here, aren't we? So, who else have we got here in the chat? Do let yourself be known. We've Matthew Griffin here as well. I don't know if I mentioned you or not. I think you're a new name in the chat too, which is good to see. Participants in the chat. The minute slow down a little bit. We've only got Gary Reese. Michael White is after sailing in there too. White Sapphire and Reese. So we'll have to see if we can get a few more involved in the chat. Let me see. Yeah, Michael White is here as well. Good evening, Michael. Yes, good to have you all here. Not much to report here on my end. It's obviously time is tight, as I keep telling us, so I'm not even going to get into that now. A little bit of more work was done on this McMichael set, so need to get down to the VHF tuner side of things. When I get that sorted, I think we'll be in business. Good television. Well, we have plenty more televisions to go up after, so it's just getting the time to do them now is the problem. So I think what we'll do is we'll get a bit of participation going here and we'll have a live poll. Always good to have a poll. Apparently. So let's get to it. There's a simple poll just to get us warmed up. Nice and easy. Who else have we got here now? We have Rob's radio channel just swung in there. Good evening, Rob. Hope you're keeping well. Depends, of course, it depends. But we're looking for the right tail for the job. That's quite indeed, Dennis. That's right. But you know, we're just trying to get something going here. Oh, Kev B is in the chat. Ooh, Kev's the man. Kev B will be what we call our resident multimeter expert. So anything multimeter should be referred to Kev B. Alan Horst is here as well. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're keeping well there.
PSV. Alors ça pourrait être serré, c'est vrai que le
À chaque cas des maladies.
I think it's getting time for me to clean the contacts on the turret. For anyone that's not aware, these Selena Vegas and quite a lot of the other Soviet radios of the time have the band switching is done by a turret, and the contacts get tarnished over time. So sort of once a year you have to take the back off and clean the turret and what have you. I doubt there's very few of these who haven't had the back off at some stage. We have in the chat, Kev B inquires, am I near Dublin? Not a million of miles away from Dublin, but not in Dublin, no. Not right beside Dublin either. About 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Let me see, who else have we got here? We have Patrick Bourne. Good evening, sir. Prefer digital, but analog have their uses. Yeah. Rob's right. I have a Grundig satellite today. Good man. We have Andy Doswell in the chat. Another man who knows what he's talking about. Always good to see Andy Doswell in the chat as well. Very good. Okay, so I think the results of the poll are in, so we'll spit that out there. If you haven't voted now, do vote now or forever hold your peace. And the poll is closed. Digital meters has it by a nose. I would agree with some sentiments there. Analog meters for watching changes in value, monitoring a circuit. digital for everything else. That's pretty much how I would roll as well, I must say. Yeah. Also checking for leakage. I like to use the Avo for checking for leakage. Mr. Doswell's got one better than me. He's got man flu. I've got a slight head cold, so I don't have much on you, I'm afraid. We've somebody called Ingo Mueller in the chat too. Good evening, sir. We have Rod's Radios. He informs us that he's just starting on a HMV radio from 1934. Wonderful stuff. Sounds good. Some of them big early HMVs were very good. Patrick Bourne tells us he's got a Philips Mini Hi-Fi he's having difficulty with. Satellite, fantastic radio. You could have bought about 10 Vegas for the price of a satellite. That's right. Kev B says, never been to Ireland, was thinking of coming over for my birthday in May. Very good. You'll be made more than welcome. Kev, let me know via private messaging systems. But do be aware, it could very well happen that when you're over here, I'll be over there. Because I'm happy to announce that I will be attending the Retro Tech event again this year in the Sports Connection in Coventry. There will be an Odge meet and greet at 2 p.m. in the foyer. And tickets to the meet and greet are £1. Good radios, those Vegas Lenas. Sold loads in there. Bestseller in the range at the time. Absolutely, yeah, super. As I say, I have 3 or 4 of them here, and then I have a small handful of other Soviet radios along the same lines. But yeah, the Vega certainly, the Selena takes it. Made in Riga and Latvia. Jim Gordon, I'm from Scotland, Rogers. Hope that you and Mrs. Odnodge are well. I recognise the Vega from the old USSR, to be precise, Latvia. Indeed. In England, but we'll be back, Dom says, over to my dad soon to fix his heating and get back to a couple of projects, including the Pilot 625 23 inch. Very good. Good to see that up and running, Dom. Alan Hurston said he's his fill of colds and flus for this year. I think we all have. Chipmunk is here. Good evening, sir. Always good to see Chipmunk in the chat too. Great to have you aboard, Chippers. Super stuff. Rob, I have a satellite 2100. Been sitting around for ages. Any tips? Very welcome. Rob Jaman there with the transistor radios. Andy Doswell says, excellent. That reminds me, being busy with kids and family and life and work and shit, I had forgotten. Not totally forgotten, but slightly forgotten about your camera tube, which is safe and sound here. But I was going to ask, was thinking, as you, of course, will be heading to the Retro Tech event, would you be able to hold on till May and I will deliver it personally to you at the event? If not, I can bang it in the post because I'll be heading up the north in a week or two to do some shopping, and we'll post it from there and it will be well wrapped and so forth. But if you're not in a panic, I'll bring it with me. It's up to you. You can tell me would you like postage or personal delivery. Running 6001, best looking radio ever. Kev says joystick vid was good. Seen the joystick vid, but didn't get to watch the joystick vid. Spent an hour tonight looking for one. I thought it was used. It turns out it was a brand new and in my box stashed different room. That's yeah. That happens in the end up with so much stuff you don't know where it is or where to find it. Mr. Doswell says good plan. So personal delivery it is, so I take it. I hope that's what you mean, anyway. Other things that we've picked up recently, which might be of slight interest, is Irish-made transistor radio. Plenty of these around, really, nothing special. Little pie, and it sort of looks like a miniaturized bush, you know. These actually work really well. There you go. And they make it so small because the speaker is in the back, and it's a good proper speaker too. So, yeah, what do you think of that? Not working, and put a bit of power on it earlier on, and I reckon it's the tin whisker fault, which you would expect. So we haven't gone any further with it. We'll snip the screen leads on the transistors and go from there. I've never seen one of these in good cosmetic condition yet. The Rexine yellows and goes all funny. Yeah, pretty good. Very good radio, medium wave, very sensitive actually. You know, for a standard bog standard 6 transistor super high, they're quite good. Let me get into the chat once again. We'll be getting around to that some stage. Are there any similar shows to Retrotech UK in Ireland? Thanks, inquires Neil O'Sullivan. No, there are not. In fact, there are no dedicated vintage electronics shows in Ireland. Ever. Because there just isn't the following here, unfortunately. There's a small smattering of people around the country. Yeah, but there isn't enough. So Retrotech is where it's at. Sometimes you see a little bit of vintage equipment at perhaps amateur radio rallies, but even the amateur radio rallies in Ireland are a very small affair compared to what you would see in the UK. So yeah, it's just the way it is here. So you got to head over to the UK if it's what really tickles your fancy. Rob's radio channel. Rob inquires, did I ever zap AF117 tin whiskers? I have done, yes. But it doesn't provide a lasting cure. However, usually what I do these days, I've sort of a two-pronged approach to AF117 and AF11X series transistors. Is if it's for someone else, I replace the transistor, just replace it. And you, depending on where the transistor is in the circuit, 9 times out of 10 you'll get away with using a silicon PNP transistor. Otherwise, I have a small stash of AF178, but nearly any germanium PNP transistor will work as a replacement. So that's if it's for someone else. If it's for me, I just cut the screen leads and I forget about it. And it doesn't bother me because if it's something belonging to me, I can go in there and repair it again at a later stage. Kev says he'd like to go to the audio jumble. Yeah, Tunbridge Wells, I think it's in, isn't it? That's another one I haven't headed to yet. It's also my intention and plan to head to the Galborn radio festivities in October. But to be more about that in a few months, because there's going to be perhaps something. I'm expecting to make a big announcement. A massive announcement, actually, on the channel. But things have to be finalised and so forth. So nothing can be said yet. But it will be exciting for Odge Nodge fans and fans of vintage technology in general. doo, 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 doo. Dennis says you've got to come to the Newbury rally if you're in the UK at the time. I don't know when Newbury is. I'm only going to be over 4 days for the RetroTech event, and then have a little bit of business up further north of a non-electronics related business. Dom says he's got several sets with Whisker Prawn 117s in the ilk, but never had any failures yet. It's quite possible. It's quite possible that they can keep working. Some of them just don't suffer from it. Others do, but it's not the big problem. One of the telltale signs when they're starting to go, before they go fully, is they go very microphonic. Very microphonic. Like, that'll be a massive disturbance. And that's a sure sign of 117s having the tin whisker issue. But some of the best classic car rallying comes out of Ireland. It doesn't date. But certainly not for electronics or even amateur radio. No, not so much. Tony James, welcome to the chat. Greetings from Cornwall. Just picked up a Sony CRF 160. Great little show. Keep up the word. We'll keep watching. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Very good. CRF 160. That rings a bell, alright. This sort of a layout, but slightly bigger and slightly heavier. A lot heavier. If it is the one I'm thinking of, I have one here. Very good. We have 37 watching with 20 thumbs up. But of course, we haven't got our good friend from Cork tonight to make people or encourage people even to press the thumbs up button. So I shall have to urge you all to press the thumbs up button, like and subscribe, as we are missing our good friend Roundy Mooney tonight. Kev B says RetroTech. Roundy Mooney's here. Mention him and he shall appear. RetroTech is 12th of May. That's right. Might put in an appearance. Very good. Okay. Well, there's generally a few of the Odge Nodge people there. Perhaps we could organise an Odge Nodge meetup. I was joking when I said we were meeting at 2 p.m. in the foyer for £1 a head. But we could very well organise something if that's something that people are interested in. That could be a poll. Actually, a good poll to have. There's 35 people watching. We should ask in a poll. Roundy Mooney, I'm on about. I came on around 1:15, so I'm not on that long. Long enough though. Great to see you, Roundy. Hope work isn't too taxing at the minute, and you're getting a bit of time for all this radio repair you're doing. So I just said I don't have Roundy tonight to encourage the thumbs up, and then he appears. Not good, isn't it? Terrible spelling there, but can't be arsed. I think you know what I'm saying there. Anyway. We have Mike Cass. Good evening, sir. There's a new Chinese multi-band radio that's causing quite a stir. The Quadofen SR286. It's powered by an NXP. Oh, that sounds sexy. Car radio chip. Jay Allen and others have given it good reviews. Oh, I think I've seen this. Yes, I've seen this radio. And it's an internet radio and a shortwave radio and a whole load of shit in one. Roundy Mooney just donated €10 to the cause. That's greatly appreciated, sir. Thank you very much. Diesel. Well, funny enough, I'm on your lot tonight. I'm on the electric tonight because I ran out of diesel. Oh, dear. So that is super. Thank you. Well, by the time Google get their share of that, well, it's got to be 5 or 6 liters anyway. Thank you very much, sir. It's really appreciated. Roundy strongly thinking of going. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Roundy. There's no point thinking about it. Just do it. I know that's easier said than done. I mean, it's a pricey old day out. The question just for Roundy, would you drive over or would you get an airplane? Andy Dawes was after banging a fiver into me too. That's super. Thank you very much, Andy. He's a very generous lads, and I do appreciate that a lot. I'm glad you're enjoying this ad hoc live stream tonight. So that could be 2 people. We'd have Andy Doswell. We'd have Roundy Mooney. We could have Kev B. And I know there's a few other people that don't watch the live streams that turn up and come up and ask me or say to me that they're happy watching the YouTube and all that, which is super. Let me see. I can't see the live chat at the minute because the poll is in the way. Please do vote in the poll, yes or no, if you're going or not, because I want to get an idea how many people are going to Retrotech. Let me see. Matt Graham is here. Hi, quick question. Do you know of any forums or boards for more modern radios? I don't, I'm afraid. It depends though. When you talk radios, are you talking about amateur radio equipment or those general domestic hi-fi style radio equipment? Maybe some of the lads here might be. Kev B inquires, did you replace the battery in the Fluke? Is it behaving? I did, Kev. The battery is at some ridiculous voltage, like, 3 volts or something. And it's working perfectly now. Yeah, I actually had it in work there for a week or 2. I don't work on electronics, but I was using it in there for stuff. It's performing faultlessly. It's in the bag in the house there at the minute. Super. The 83 Mark III super meter. Okay, do please vote. I will ask again. Do please vote in the poll whether you're going or not going to Retrotech. And if you're not sure if you're going, just, I don't know, say no. It doesn't matter. It's not all that important, but I would like as many people to vote in that poll as possible if you're in a position to do so. Of course, I do understand that some people are at home watching this on their television or whatever, don't have access to keyboards and shit like that, which is quite all right. We make allowances for those people too. I'm going to end the poll now. If you haven't voted, do so now. We have 19 votes, and 37% of people have said in the 19 votes that they're going. So what's that? 6 or 7 people are going to Retrotech. Well, that's 6 or 7 people of us that could have a quick meet up at a time and a place. There is a modern tech section on the UK VRR forum, but you have to have, I think it's a minimum of 10 posts before that section is unlocked. That is another radio. The 286 is not internet capable. The SR286 is even good in long wave. I must look that out then. It was obviously another one I seen. Jim Gordon. No, sorry, I just read that. Official SWL channel. Oh, yeah, know him. Next week I'll give you €100. I don't have it at the moment. Rob, please don't give me €100. I don't want or need €100. But thank you very much for the thought. I do appreciate that, but €100 will be far too much to give me. It's okay, the lads banging in the odd fiver or tenner even, but that's sort of that's enough. Dozzers is going to hit the hay. He feels unwell, and he'll watch the repeats tomorrow. Andy, thanks for calling in. I hope you get better soon, and I look forward to seeing you in 8 weeks or thereabouts. It should be good. Let me see. You haven't gone and bought the same fuel tank that Trev has bought, have you? I have not. White Sapphire. No, I did see that. No, my one is a different setup to his. My one is all self-contained with the tank in the top. It's a different ball game altogether than his one. The actual bit in the inside that makes the heat is the same, but it's a different layout other than that. I would recommend it, and I'm going to get another one too. This is the diesel heater, of course, that I use to heat the workshop here. As I say, I'm on the electric tonight, which is, I think it's 36 cents a kilowatt hour there at the minute. So, you know, €2 or €3 just to keep yourself hot here for the evening. I suppose it's about worth it, really. Do you need to be a member of the BVWS? Is that to go to Retrotech, Roundy? If that is your question, no, you don't. Retrotech is open to everyone. And even if you're not and you do go to one of the other shows where you should, I mean, they're not going to shoot you. They'll let you in. Especially if you're after traveling a long distance. They're very user friendly. They're a good bunch. White Sapphire. Unfortunately, I'm fairly well tied up for the rest of this year. It's a long story, but I haven't much time of anything for about 1.5 years, and probably nothing for the next year. I see, White Sapphire. Well, hopefully things come right for you soon enough. A few points, yeah. Going to Goulburn, 7th of April. Yeah, April. Won't make the April one, but planning on the October one for sure. Joined the repair cafe that repairs household equipment for people to save from the tip, but we are getting a lot of radios. I see, yeah. Well, I think as a case for the UK Vintage Radio Forum, I think anything over 20 or 25 years old is considered vintage, so that could tie in with a lot of stuff. I'm at Elix a week on Friday. We'll go and hassle Hager about AFTDS and tell how poor their products are. I'm sure you'd appreciate that. Yeah, a valve stick not working can't be good. That sounds sort of dangerous. Gary Greenhow, boy, first time here. Hope to come back soon. Thank you, Gary. Glad you enjoy the vintage technical content of this live stream. Thank you very much for calling in. It could very well do. I might be vintage now. You may not be vintage, but you could be classic. One person ran power through the antenna. Ran power through the antenna. It's been a pain to fix. Thinks it's a cap. Could be. It's worse that they're intermittent. How can they be allowed to sell shit like that to electricians? Yeah, there's an awful lot to be said for the old Drummond lamp. It either lights up or it doesn't. Kev B's officially ancient this year. Oh dear. I had a TV run power through the antenna once. Very dangerous. Gave me a healthy whack while I was 30 feet up. Oh, Jesus. That's not good. Your XR4 goes tax and MOT free this month. Jeez. Mark Smith inquires, have I still got my Christmas decorations up? No, they're not Christmas decorations as such. The old lights. These are different lights that I put up just to try them out. We got them a while ago. Since Christmas. We hung them up so we could plug them in. And we'll power them up for White Sapphire in a while because she likes to see the old lights on. Area socket cap was shorted. Must have got a belt of light. That can happen, alright. Seen that before. And it's not good. An operation like that could certainly frighten you. I know there's people here who enjoy telephones, so I said I'd show you with telephone. Do you like my telephone? I think it's an Ericsson. It is an Ericsson. Ericsson Shannon. Made in Ireland. Look at that. Ooh. Made in Ireland. Nice touchdown phone. Isn't that nice? I think Chipmunk's into phones, if I'm not mistaken. Although perhaps older ones. Hello. For the telephone people out there, actually, and I'm sure Chipmunk will give me an answer on this. Although there's no promising I'll understand the answer that I get. But I have a small collection of telephones. Both rotary dial, pulse tone, and these things, whichever they're called. Tone, pulse tone, and whatever. Anyway, phones are not my thing as such. I don't know much about phones. However, some time ago, I was given out of an office, still working, a Panasonic EasyPhone 606. And looking on YouTube videos, because some of those YouTube videos can be quite informative at times. It turns out that they support pulse dial tone and whatever kind of other tone and whatnot. And I could use them. I could use this EasyPhone, so I'd be able to ring different phones around the place. So I was going to put a phone in here and a phone in the house. Maybe a phone in another shed that I have here. So we could phone one another. on the phone. Two of these I'd like to get going. But also this easy phone could then, Magic Box, could also be connected up my router and I could access the outside line through it. Then we could use all these, which would be good. That'd be good. Hello, and all that kind of stuff. But the old easy phone apparently will talk to the old internet widget thing and whatnot. And yeah, I need to do more homework, obviously. Very good systems. That's one thing I did notice, Chipmunk. That this Panasonic EasyPhone 606, and it's the one with all the lines on it, and it also has a doofer plugged into the back of it to work a door intercom and lock, and it has some other doofer for something else on it as well. So it's a really good one. So I think the easiest thing to do is I'll bring it in here some evening. I'll plug a few phones into it and see what happens next. Yes, the P&T did use RJ11s. They did indeed. And luckily enough, my father-in-law knows more about phones than I do, because he worked for the P&T for a couple of years before he joined IBM. So he would have been in the P&T back in the early to mid 70s. So he's seen a lot of this shit. Then he went into IBM and did 40 odd years in IBM. But yeah, he understands phones and stuff. He also has all the gear for putting the RJ11 plugs on and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be getting him involved at some stage. But he's not familiar with the Panasonic EasyPhone 606. It sounds like a hell of a sentence. I think it could have been alright. I think it could have been. 40 years in IBM. When he retired, he was the longest serving person in IBM in Ireland. But I don't think IBM are what they were. But anyway. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool to have a few of them. I think it has 16 lines, this one. So Dom says, hold on, I'll get back into the live stream here a bit, chat, because I think I'm missing a bit. Nortel phones. I think I've seen a Nortel phone somewhere once. That name rings a bell. Nortel, very common for key phone systems in the 90s. Yes, the Panasonic systems are really good. Yeah, everyone seems to rave about this. Whatever it is about this EasyPhone 606, people lose their shit for it. Apparently they're the business. And it was only that your man was putting in some sort of new system and he was dumping the skip. And then he thought, gob shite up there, he likes our phones and crap, I'll give it to him. So, yeah. Very good systems P. Yeah, we got to that. Get Big says, had to order a battery pack for a Fluke scope meter today. Jesus, the genuine ones are pricey. What the customer wanted though. Fair play to them. So could you have rebuilt the battery pack, Kevin? Or what was in the battery pack? Probably just 80 and 650s or some such. I suppose sometimes the customers just want to spend the money, and sometimes I think they have to for traceability or whatever bullshit. Panasonic made some great radios back in the day. I have the RF2200. I think I've seen one of them alright. Is it the KXT61610? Ooh, that number rings a bell, alright, but I'll have to dig it out to double check. So hackable. The Nortel Meriden. And tell me, Dennis, were you into this phone freaking business? Tapping out numbers on the receiver and all that kind of stuff? National Panasonic. Yeah, National and Panasonic, yeah. National Panasonic, and then there was some other name they had as well. £133 for the genuine. Not worth rebuilding, as about 25 quid for the third party version. Fair play to them, Kev. If so, I have the manual. We'll pop a link in the comments for you on a video. Oh, links. I think links are a problem. I think I have links turned off because of the porn stuff going on. Bang me an email. odgenodge@gmail.com if you can do that. No, wait. You can put the link in the video, because I should say it anyway. It'll come up in the not allowed comments in the thing. Yeah, that'd be super, Chipmunk. Thanks. The office phone market is dominated by Chinese companies like Yealink, dodgy as fuck, most IP is stolen. Ooh. Logitech, Audio Codes, and many others. Yeah, I've seen Logitech phones, alright. A lot of them about. Yeah, it's amazing how much crap is out there, alright. I suppose we should turn on these lantern lights for White Sapphire. Right, let's go. Oh, I got some interesting T12 tubes the other day. I know some people like T12 tubes. I like to run a T12 tube here in the workshop. This one's been on for a while, so it's nice and warm. I think T12s are just special. And they're hard to get now. And of course, from next year, it will be illegal not only to manufacture T12 tubes, but to sell them. It will be illegal from next year to sell, or not T12, fluorescent tube of any persuasion, not just T12. First one, interesting persuasion, is this Sylvania 40 watts white, made in USA, and it appears to have Bakelite end caps on them. See that? See that? This one's cracked, but it works. Tube's perfect. Works. When you said interesting, I thought, no, I haven't got a BC one, I'm afraid. No. And then the other sort of interesting new one is this Philips one, which was just plugged in, you see, and working. A TL40, 40 watt white. It's got the nice old Philips logo on it there. And it's got brass end caps on it, which is quite nice. And working perfectly as well. So imagine that came all the way from the US, the USA. So in the UK, it's illegal to sell old stock as far as I know, says Chipmunk. It was in the Rexall wholesale warehouse yesterday and they still have boxes of T8s. They can't sell them. No T12s left, of course. No. T12s are rocking her shit now, alright. But we do come across the odd one, or other people do. I know a friend, the electrician, who's nearly as cracked as I am, who keeps an eye out for odd looking things. But yeah, I thought those two were interesting. The Philips and the Sylvania, which they must stem from the 1960s. They must do. Especially that Sylvania with the bakelite end caps. I mean, that's very odd. I've never seen one of them before. It's got to be ancient. And of course, I knew they were okay straight away. I looked at the ends and I said, well, the ends aren't black. So I says, they got to be all right. Well, sometimes they're not, but it's usually a good sign if the ends aren't blackened, which they weren't. So we brought them home, we plugged them in. So that nice Philips one was walking away there. So, yeah, they should last a good while, yeah. I think fluorescence days are certainly numbered around the place now. All you electricians out there, what is the saving from LED to fluorescent? How much are we actually saving? Is it worth your while going away from fluorescent to LED? When you said interesting, yeah, BC, I got a 5-foot T12 which dates in the 70s and still good as new with no heat or blackening on the ends. Yeah. In the UK, it's illegal. We read that. Philips tube as well. Oh, lovely. No T12s left, of course. No. If it's the 4-foot 40-watt T12 made in USA, it's ancient. They banned T12 40 watts quite early. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, 40 watts, T12, 4-foot. That's interesting. Why did they ban a 40-watt? What was the problem there? It sounds interesting. Do tell more if you can. My bench magnifier tube died. Couldn't get a replacement anywhere, so I had to replace it. All the plastic was disintegrated around the driver anyway, so no great loss. They were some of the least efficient tubes, apparently. Oh, that's interesting. The buses over here all used, all the CIE buses used 4-foot T12s. And they don't like T8s. The drivers won't, don't make enough power to spark them or whatever. Rob asks, Did I ever try fixing LED bulbs? I have done. I have fixed LED lights, and I have done a couple of videos on them. Going back a while ago. In fact, I've two here to repair. Two sort of, I don't know, 2 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot maybe. About that. 2.5 foot. Meter. Probably a meter. Caps. I've two of these. They're really crap though. I actually am considering if it's worth me while repairing these. Also, the light cut temperature isn't great, 6500K, so they're quite, bluey white. Let's see, will she strike? It might strike when it's warm in here. We'll just try. Yeah, almost. Yeah, you can see a little flicker, but it's there. That's because it's warm in here at the minute. Little tiny switch mode power supply in them. The caps fail. That's all that's wrong with them. Very rare it's actually the LEDs themselves. Though sometimes it is. But the easiest way out of that is to short out the fending LEDs. They're constant current power supplies, so you can short out as many LEDs as you like. Doesn't matter. About 25% energy consumption for the same brightness output, roughly. Do the LED replacements last longer? It depends on the quality. Is just like that one there I showed. Very cheap, poor capacitors. But the better ones do. This one here that's in my workshop. It's up here. Which you can just about see. We'll switch it on and you see, I'm blind. Two here, another one here that I repaired. But this one here, the original one on the top, that was actually in John's television shop, and I can remember him buying it, and it would have been around 2015, 14, 15. We had a couple of fluorescent lights hanging out of the ceiling and were shit. And he got fed up and not being able to see, so he bought that. And it was quite expensive at the time. It was, I think it was 80 or 90 quid. Try it. But yeah, it sat in his shop for whatever. 3 or 4 years on every day. And then I took it home. He said, that's too good to leave behind us. And it's been there ever since. And it's never failed. And it's good. It's a good quality. Like, so if, yeah. Now the price has come down since as well. Well, that's one of the early ones. But it's really good. The street lights, the LED street lights are a different kettle of piss altogether. There, some of them are very poor. On the subject of fluorescent lamps, most dangerous thing I ever saw was a guy waving a 4-foot tube around through the beam from a magnetron he had pulled from a microwave oven. That does sound a bit special, alright, Jim. They banned them T12 40 watts in 2012. Jeez. Kev B says, my kitchen fluorescent tube died. Same one when I bought the house years ago. The LED replacement has popped a couple of LEDs already, but still working. We'll replace it when it dies properly. I got 5 LED buttons, very similar to this one that I was talking about a minute ago. And every one of them, when I opened them up, had burned out LEDs. 2. Because they were divided into 2 strips, and there was one LED burned out, and every one of them, they were burned out in the same spot on each strip. just shorted them out, and they're good to go. But yeah, they can be fixed all right. Cheaper LED replacement tubes are crap. The plastic ones are shite and made to metric size, don't actually fit right, and they bend and fall out of the fixture. Yeah, I wouldn't be interested and in fact, I think that's something that's already kind of dying, isn't it, Chipmunk? The actual pseudo LED tube that goes into the existing fitting. I think they're a thing of the past almost now. It's these things have become so cheap now. It's not worth your while, is it? Just put the whole new fitting in. Yeah, that sounds quite dangerous, Jim. Alright. Magnetrons are a bit scary. People messing with microwaves outside of the oven cavity worry me. It can take odd paths, especially with no waveguide. I thought it looked lethal. Yeah, no, that sounds terrible. Plus any flashover, and he could have got 4,000 volts DC to the knee. Yeah. George Donaldson here. How are you, John Joe? How are you, George? Hope you're keeping well, sir. It was a YouTube video. Not sure if it's still there. I must look that up later when I go in. Got the 2-pin LED replacement. The fitting was 4-pin. Anyone who knows. There are 6-pin positions, and the 2 pins don't make contact at all in a 4-pin socket. Very good. Very good, Chipmunk. I love that. George is flat out doing the CB radios. That's good stuff, George. I'm glad to hear you're back at it and flat out. Good news. That's good news. We have 26 still watching. Would you believe that? So things are going well. I'm going to pull the plug in a minute because I'm absolutely wrecked. And I've only got tomorrow off, and then I'm back in work again. And tomorrow's going to be spent under most of the day under my van doing track rod ends and a CV boot. And I'm going to change the oil in the gearbox when I'm in there. And I'm going to change the engine oil in the filter. And there's a few other bits of shit I know I'm going to find when I go in there too. So I think I might be into wishbones and stuff. But I don't know till I look at it. So loads of fun. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. So yeah. As George knows as well, time is the biggest problem. We just need time, right? I just say to people I need a time machine, but not for traveling in time, for making time. Because we've no time to do anything. It's just not fair. Okay, Chipmunk, I will find those when I go into the house. I'll read through with the phone. Thanks very much for sending me those. I shall download them or whatnot. There's just not enough time to do everything. No, there's not. No way is there enough time. Thanks very much, Jim, from sunny Scotland. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's super. Thanks very much. You're on the 12-hour shifts, George. Days and nights, yeah. So, yeah, did a bit of that. Actually, mad enough to be good looking to go back to that kind of work. But, yeah, I feel your pain, George. Couple of cans of diesel, that's what it'll be. Ah, gee. Alan Hurst is away. Good night, Alan. See you later, brother. Good night, Dennis. Yeah, I'm going to hit the high road as well. About to go 4-cycle. Oh. Sounds interesting, George. Wow. I know a lot of places now they're going 3 12-hour shifts. You do 3 days a week. You're doing a 36-hour week. 3 nights one week, 3 days the next. Now I could live with that. Weekends, yeah. Yeah, I am kind of sick of not having me weekends. That's starting to annoy me a bit. Especially with kiddywinks and stuff on the sale. But yeah. Right, lads, I'm going to pull the plug. I'm shagged. I'm going to collapse here if I stay here any longer. Unfortunately, it's been a pleasure to have you all here in the chat tonight, though. Thank you all very much for tuning in. It's been super. Thank you very much to all my donators. Roundy, Mr. Doswell, and Mr. Simpson. And we'll catch you in the near future. We certainly hope. Can I say I'm going to have more time for this kind of stuff in the near future? No, I'm not going to do that because I'd only be telling lies, although I do want to get back to this television. So I need a few hours some evening to do that. And I'll try and keep the old videos coming out. I'll have to check the rescue tellies. Yeah, it didn't work out for them in the end. Oh, that's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? Anyway, sorry, Roundy. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, as I say, time is tight, but one day we'll have time again. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all very much. I think that was quite a successful ad hoc Wednesday night live. Yeah, Audio Al was here as well, hiding in the background. Good night, Audio Al. Yeah, super. Thanks all very much. We'll see some of you at RetroTech, but we'll be talking to you long before then anyway. Good night. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one. Good luck. Thanks very much, everyone.